You know what? I'm not done with you, pig. Goombot says, I'm a Vanessa simp myself. I think that's just too basic. I'm sorry. Pig or dually simp or nothing. Listen, I never said I make good choices. Okay? They sent us right back to the waiting room. It would be rude of us not to be here. Bronze Flail was the carry last match. Exactly. Banana Ball is so good again. So duct tape got changed back to when you use an adjacent item shield 5. That makes duct tape incredible again. Which then again also makes Banana Ball incredible again. Because you can get a whole load of shield triggers very, very quickly. Like one space, I can get 5 shield triggers in... 3 shield triggers in 6 seconds, so that's like a shield trigger every 2 seconds. That's one of the fastest shielding items, and I haven't even got a second adjacent item to it yet. Absolutely. Bananas in chat. What is that emote called? Or is it literally just an emoji? That is exactly what we're fighting for. Curio sells bronze and neutral items. Admittedly, no, what I'm looking for is the golden experience, and this will give us the ability in this final shop to set up our early board, and it is... middle. Oh, the bushel?
Sale, no sale. I want what's right for you.
So I'll tell you this first, Gancho's coming with us. It's not just because we're Bard Pig, but it is slightly because we're Bard Pig. I'd have to upgrade the dog before I can really justify actually using it as the thing. Bronze Dog is really slow. I could buy Bronze Dog and then safe and then sell the safe in order to get 3 upgrades for the dog, but it still gets to 19 damage at the end of that. Gancho's 100% coming with this, right? That's doing it. Realistically, if I take dog, I'm taking it for the meme. I can't lose rank right now.
If it's not right for you, bring it back. I want you to be happy.
I can already see all the treasures out.
Pip, teach me a good skill, please. Left eye, peaceful, and heal power are not the ones I was looking for. I'm going to sell the safe and 1 spare change in order to get a reroll here. That's exactly what I was looking for. Weapon damage, leftmost, rightmost, whatever it is. Leftmost is probably what I want to pick up here. Just give the additional weapon damage to the flail to help carry us with. The Ganjo is not going to be giving its damage to the flail. It instead is going to be giving shields to the duct tape. Which means that every time the duct tape every time the Ganjo activates, it is going to increase the shielding of the duct tape activating on every adjacent item by 5 for the rest of the fight. So this should give me all of the shielding that I need to get through the fight, and the flail having right-handed should be all of the damage I need to get through the fight.
You picked that up quickly. Maybe I'm getting better at this.
Are you sure? Notice exist. I'm huge.
You're 100% right, I don't exist.
We're out to
I cannot say no to that
not
face.
to squabble with nobody.
I mean, the enemy has damage on board, but the duct tape is going to be very, very comfortable holding that back. Thank you kindly, another Metho. I usually tie it back for stream, but because it gives me mad head hair if I headphones hair if I don't.
Bring her about. I've got another salvo in me.
But having watched it recently, I don't have to worry about that. Is there any particular reason why you chose right-handed over left-handed? No. I'm right-handed, I guess. Maybe it's that. Snowsuke says, honestly, pretty well impressed with how your hair green screens. Yeah, usually it gets pretty bad, but I've got some really, really even lighting across the green screen back there right now. I don't need to pull it down to show you that, but I've got really even lighting back there, and it's working surprisingly well. Jungle Ruins and Curio. There's no chance I go to Curio and he just immediately has the Shadowed Cloak for me, right? And then we're just off to the moon immediately. There's no chance. Right? Right. If I wanted to re-roll and then buy it, it would cost me 8, and I wouldn't be able to buy it. I don't have enough money. I can't do that. I gotta go to the Jungle Ruins and get my income. I gotta go big pig money. Midsworth. You would have bought the safe for some additional money, unfortunately. I don't have that here for you. Guard locker, small shield item. Honestly, just something to put on the other side of the Ganjo would be nice. Strange Mushroom would be an opportunity to pick up another early skill. Any additional damage skill, relevant. Any additional shield skill, relevant. Experience here, couple of rolls, day over. So I'm gonna level up before the end of the day as long as I take... Well, actually, no. No matter what enemy I take, I'm gonna level up before the end of the day already. Okay, give me the skill. One of the worst I could probably get. Critical Aid. Your healing items have 5% crit chance. Yes, Rogue Scrapper does have Scrap, which would be a good modifier for additional shield from every adjacent item to duct tape being used, but Covetous Thief. It has Grindstone. It has Shadowed Cloak. And it has a safe, which is also additional money for the level ups for the dog, right? So it's got everything. Oh, there's a message on the Bazaar Discord. They're doing a hotfix in 27 minutes. Oh boy. Alright, what am I going to stream in that time? Servers will be down. Servers are usually down for about 30 minutes for a hotfix. Oh god. That's going to be a really annoying disruption to the stream. Throwback SDS run? Yeah, let's see if I remember how to play it.
Watch your back.
Again, Keen Eye, 4% crit chance for all of my weapons. Go over the patch notes? Honestly, I think we could make enough content out of going over the patch notes in that time. And I would really like to keep it related to the Bazaar if possible. Isla sells weapons, but there's only a 10% chance of finding the crook today. And realistically, I don't need more damage than my flail right now.
More is more, I always say.
That's great for golden experience. I'll take a bronze tier item. It's another safe, sure. More dog. More dog scaling. Lick It. That's also more dog scaling. I mean... So dog now represents some damage on board. It could be even more if I wanted to go for the Lick It. Armor sells heal and regeneration items. Admittedly, not many of those will be relevant to us. It's probably Lick It. It's just... I really feel bad selling all of these while the dog is still bronze tier, but I also can't rely on the dog ever getting higher than bronze tier. Epicurean Chocolate, the ability to give out 10 permanent damage to an adjacent item. Admittedly, giving that to the flail isn't awful. Candy Mail for permanent shielding for duct tape. Admittedly, duct tape may not stay on the board long term. Epicurean Chocolate theoretically could be the choice here. And then just giving damage to the flail. It makes me much less likely to succeed the day, though. I'm gonna take the grab bag so I can try and succeed the day. So I've got 9. I could give it 27 additional damage. 28 because it also gets damage from Red Gumball, as well as 1% crit chance for my board. I'm gonna do it, but I'm only gonna do it because I recognize that I'm gonna be really, really sad if it turns out that it would have made the difference.
I should warn you.
Off topic, but SES is what got me watching you.
Other Jabarians.
I imagine that's true for most people. SES is definitely the most successful part of my career so far. The 3 candy ammo should hit both sides, yeah? Yeah, it could have been used to scale 2 weapons at the same time. Oh, that matchbox is actually doing serious work. The enemy is also shielding enough to get their bushel to actually charge, healing them for big damage. I'm getting a lot of additional shielding from my duct tape, though, which is helping keep us here.
Next time I'll show you what I learned from this.
With 34 as the difference there, I legitimately believe that the damage difference on dog, yeah, it hit 5 times. It was 27 in difference. Yeah, 100%. If I didn't sell those items, I would have lost that fight. Assuming there is a beta, I wonder if you'll get if you'll manage to 500 videos on the SES2 beta, considering how close you got. I imagine so. Or just under half a thousand, at least. Sharpening Stone is 3 additional damage for the dog, as well as 5 additional damage for the flail. Not half bad. Isla sells weapons, but do I really want to go to Isla just looking for dog or crook right now?
Any good fights lately? Oh, I do miss it.
Yeah, I gotta start crooking soon. Yo-Yo, every 4 seconds, deal 1 damage when you use an adjacent item. Charges 1 second.
Teaches stillness. I prefer action.
More than happy to field that when I have a slot for it right now, and it only costs me 1. And I can even sell it for the dog upgrade. Speaking of selling it for the dog upgrade, we'll buy a very cheap weapon there. And a very cheap weapon here.
Make me proud.
And we'll replace the
Enjoy
dog.
the thrill of battle.
So we'll get 2 items to make the dog better, and then we will also remove the dog from the board. 150 HP is huge. It's also dog scaling. It's Sylvia, possibility of Crook. I can't go to Sylvia just looking for the Crook out of all of the available silver tier items. I definitely win this fight, so we go for the most aggressive one. Good lord, sorry about that. This looks awkwardly familiar? No, this one has a duct tape. Completely different run. Pardon?
I paid for the express
Whew.
ship to get here, and
And I'm back.
Waiting.
Where it says 10th win game on a run versus a 12k damage sniper rifle. It got eaten by Mama Saw. I love this game. Was yours the Mama Saw or the sniper rifle? Eagle Talisman for 5% crit on our leftmost. Upgrading a bronze tier item. I mean, Gancho scaling is really nice, but the Jabalian longbow picks up so much damage. Welcome back, puppy. We go with the dog! I'm sorry, I can never sell another item. I admittedly intended to, but I can't sell any items anymore. Can't ruin the dog's damage. I'll go with an economic seminar, though. Another safe. And gumballs! Okay, we can actually do some dog stuff here. 3 spare change for the dog. I will keep the money tree. I will sell laser security and kukri. Admittedly, yeah, I'll give 5% crit chance to the dog. It's now 100 damage every 6 seconds. Oh, dang, I am short on the gumballs unless I sell money tree. So I'm selling money tree. We're going gumballs. Give me all 10 of them. I love that you can buy them in sets of 5 now as well. It was a nice dog while it lasted. It's still going. Dog goes up against the Shih Tzu.
Noticed I'm huge.
Rigged. Literally fielding knee brace. If you fight a play with this and play, gain 100 max health. Huh? Silly, good to see you. Says, did Raps threaten to sell the doggo? I did no such thing. I alluded to the possibility that the theoretical future might involve not having the dog on the field anymore and maybe selling it. So, you know, if you consider that to be a threat, then yes. Gotta give that dog a name. The canon name for the dog in everything I've ever done has been Reggie. So this will be Reggie. Everyone welcome Reggie to the board state. We are going to be trying to focus on Reggie this entire game. And the reason that the dog is always named Reggie is because I know what I'm going to name my first dog. Small and medium items in Quixel. Oh, admittedly pretty expensive at the moment. I'm going to go for the Lost Crate, actually. Golden Experience. Economic Seminar for some more economic skills. I'll happily take... Yeah, exactly. I'll happily take the money tree right before I level up because it immediately spawns a spare change for us. Thank you. Big and Reggie sounds like a goofy crime drama. It absolutely would be, and those would be the vibes that Reggie gives off. Argenta.
Something blocking your power. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, plus 100 max health for each weapon you have. Admittedly, that is 400 max HP right now, which is really big. I'm not going to roll.
When you're ready, I'll send you to Orly. But I'll keep you as long as I can.
I could get a better Ganjo. I mean, I'd have to sell this Ganjo for the speculative possibility of getting a better Ganjo, which I don't want to do. And it has to be Bard Pig. Oh, 100%. I don't think any of the rest of the pigs can be trusted to take care of a pet. I mean, since the skills are re-unlocked from enemies, give me left-handed. That would be the best skill for us here. This duct tape is single-handedly responsible for me surviving fights right now. The difference between last run and this run was not that last run got a crook very late and this run's going to get one early. But that we have duct tape in this run. Left-handed. Even more damage for the dog. Speaking of even more damage for the dog, a gumball machine. Give me 5 gumballs. I'll sell all of them for 6 damage for the dog. It gets 6 additional damage whenever I sell a small item because it is silver tier. The Jabalian longbow sound is so satisfying. Admittedly, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I hadn't even thought about it, but I can recall it in my mind's ear, which means it made an impression subconsciously. Also, like, using bows and broadcasters and things like that was like the oral joy of playing Horizon. Got to be going to the docks in this one, right? As much as I do want to go to shops, and as much as I do want to see Irma, that's not... The rewards card spare change is not a good enough reason to be doing that right now, especially when I'm golden. 2 golden weapon, 2 golden tool. Give me the crook. What?! I told you I was going to get the crook early, didn't I? Didn't I literally do that like 2 minutes ago? Pre-recorded? Look, this is a pre-recorded run. I'll tell you that much, right? It's been pre-recorded the entire time. This is just a run I recorded at a different time, and I've synced up this whole like kind of long monologue, kind of soliloquy kind of situation. I've also seated some people in chat in order to ask the right questions so that I can seem like I'm responding in the moment. This is really perfectly choreographed. Ganjo is probably not worth the 8 additional damage it's giving to my other weapons compared to fielding compared to fielding duct. Well, but duct tape also isn't scaling anymore without that. I want to see the script. So I'm off book at the moment, so I actually don't keep a script in the room because I feel like it's a crutch for an actor to have the script too close by. You always end up running to it, right? So you never end up remembering the lines. But if I go down the street, I'm sure I'd be able to find a copy of it. The blue pages, of course, so like the most recent version of them. I don't believe it. What's next? A Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship? Never.
Let's go.
Good lord, no. Yeah, see, I know the footage pauses here for a little bit, so I have to spend some time just, you know, just kind of filling time before the video clicks on the next fight against Internal Twin. Maybe it is just get the additional damage. I have a lot of max HP over my enemies right now, not only because I'm Pig, but also because I got a lot of levels, but also because I'm Brawler. I don't foresee many builds that can just shield over the top of this. Dragtum says, I think the more plausible explanation is that Raps is just psychic. You hit your Q perfectly. That's exactly when I wanted you to say that. I see. A pathetic and poor soul in the waiting room. Could not be me. Just go to the docks, nerd. I say they're in the waiting room literally because they have one square item. They're not. They're absolutely not. They're using reinforced steel. When you use a property, your weapons gain 5 additional damage and your shield items gain 5 additional shield for the rest of the fight. Unfortunately, Landscraper is so much slower now that it is. When you use another item, this gains shield equal to the value of the other item for the fight, rather than charging when you use other items. I can't generate up to 25 income here. No. So I can only get 25 gold, rather, to get the additional income here. Silver item? Crook upgrade? How greedy can I be? I saw the square. I saw the square and I believed. I shouldn't have believed, but I did. Anyway, it is a dog upgrade in a a roundabout kind of way, Dragton. As this is going to give us a gumball every hour after we spend 2 gold. And selling the gumball will be 6 additional damage for the dog. I mean, I could go to Isla looking for Crook, Dog, Jabali, Longbow, Flail, or I could go to the docks and just get it again.
My battle days are over, but my weapons crave more.
Isn't it slightly better to have the Flail in the left slot since it's guaranteed 3 hits and faster than the bow? Yes. Good point. There's a throttle. And I do collect those. I don't think I go back and collect yo-yos at this point. I could just, like, collect yo-yos in my back pocket for a theoretical position in the future, but I don't see that really being a thing for us.
Go make some more stories, then come back and tell me.
Okay, the Atlatl only gets up to 7 seconds. If I gave it the additional damage, I can get it down to 5.5. No. I'm going to need the Crook upgrade before Atlatl is a better position on this field. I'm just gonna upgrade the bow because I can. I'll take and sell briefcase for the buffs on dog.
Action.
And I'll
Hey, when you carry
take
my
and sell
weapon,
all of these
I fight
weapons.
alongside you.
I'm not gonna do it with the brass knuckles. Brass knuckles, I'll lose 2 gold for doing it. Realistically, duct tape is probably the first of these that gets sold, so I'll give it the rewards card. And move onwards. Ultra asks, after the Crook nerf, will Atlatl ever be down to 1 second with only Crook buffing it? Okay. So, no, it doesn't have to get down to 1 second for it to be useful. 2 seconds is good enough. 3 seconds is borderline, in my opinion. So, with Crook, at maximum potential, it is 24 damage to medium weapons for each medium item on board. So that is 120 that it can give additionally to the Crook. 120 translates into 60% reduced cooldown for the Atlatl. So from just that, no. From that and left-handed, more likely. From that and any additional scaling on board, yes. And the real reason, by the by, that you... Surf and Safari. The real reason you care about Atlatl in a Crook build, in my mind at least, is because once you do have the build online, once you do have Atlatl hitting every, 2 or 1 second, right? It can give the enchant effect out much faster. And because Atlatl is usually a slow weapon, it has a powerful enchant effect, right? So a weapon that can always fire at 1 second cooldown or 2 seconds cooldown is only going to haste 1 item for 1 second. But because Atlatl's base cooldown is 10 seconds, it can haste 2 items for 2 seconds with a haste enchant. So if you have its cooldown all the way down to 1, suddenly it's just haste for the entire board. Very, very quickly. And that's only the haste enchant. Obviously, haste is one of the better enchants, but you can also do the same with slow, lock down your enemy's board very, very quickly. You can also do the same with shielded or restorative or lifesteal to try and keep yourself in the game as long as possible. It's good. Anyway, what else is good? Zerv and Safari?
Respect nature, and nature will still eat you.
When you or your enemy poisons, gain 2 regeneration for the fight. Extreme Comfort, when you heal, your shield items gain 1 shield for the fight. And then finally, Panic. First time you fall below 50% each health, 50% health each fight, rather. Reload 2 items. Poison Tyrant will buy us some time against poison builds. But realistically, most poison builds are Pufferfish or Monitor Lizard, but I don't see many Monitor Lizards these days. Theoretically still possible, but Pufferfish. And if the build is Pufferfish, it's giving me much more poison than 2 each trigger. And because of that, this is buying me almost no additional time.
When the outlands shift,
I'm going to take the roll because this guy can have really good stuff. Oh, but I wouldn't be able to afford his really good stuff. If I roll for 8, I won't be able to afford anything good. I'll take the Poison Tyrant just as a little bit of a backup here. Hey, it'll make Gorgon Noble easier to beat. Breeding Duelist, you do have a square item, but I don't need your square item. It's actually hipper to fight Gorgon Noble. This will also give me my level up before the next combat against an enemy. PvP combat, rather. Wop says, Atlatl needs 180 damage to reach a 1 second cooldown, so gold tier on Atlatl, which gives it 60 damage, and a diamond crook with 3 other squares for the extra 120 is enough. Cool. In fact, with left-handed, I'm almost there, right? Obviously with a diamond crook, right? So it really is hip to be square. Noted. Yeah, left-handed would account for most of the difference. It would get Atlatl to 50, even without it being gold tier. Which means I can have a silver Atlatl put it in the right slot. Anyhow, Petrifying Gaze. 4 below half health each fight. Freeze all enemy items for a single second. Admittedly, really, really good pickup there. Speaking of really good pickups... do I keep the yo-yo? I don't think I do. I'm gonna sell duct tape and reward card. I'm gonna go to the eating contest, quickly sell the yellow gumball, and then pick up 150 max HP. Upgrade a silver or lower tier item. That has to be Crook, unfortunately, at this point. It has to be. It just does. As much as I do want Dog, Crook 100% needs to receive that level up. 10 seconds left till hotfix.
Now that's quality.
Let me just lock this in. Let me just confirm that that has happened. They'll have to take me offline. You escort the convoy and get an apropos chapeau, which still does not sell for the right value. The sell value is bugged. Can you not feed the dog those gumballs instead? Asks Orbital. Hello, Orbital. I can. I kind of am by selling them. He's getting bigger every time I sell one, so we can only imagine that the justification is that he's eating them. Throttle can get down to 3.5 here. Honestly, 3.5 might be fast enough for Throttle to want to be on field here. It's still taking a lot of damage away from the flail, unfortunately, though. 5 seconds? No, that's not fast enough at 5 seconds. You sell it to the shopkeepers, they give it to the dog. It's the circle of life, exactly. Alright, Hotfix is going to take us offline right now, right? It's going to load up their items at the start of this fight, and then it will pause, and then it will stop. Ooh, or not. They've got heavy firepower, 25 additional damage on all their weapons, as well as left-handed for 30 damage on their leftmost weapon. When they use a weapon, they give the adjacent weapons +3 damage for the fight, and they've got Shark Claws, giving all their weapons 9 damage for the fight every time it's used. And on top of all of that, they're dead. Incredible way to finish that build. Orbital joins in for Hot Seat Bazaar when? Orbital. I think you're the person to answer that question. Bakun, medium, and large. I really don't have money for you, and you're up against the BazarCon event, which is really difficult to do. Buddy, you should have known the BazarCon event was going to... There we go. Mr. Roboto says, take 0.5 to 1 additional second to get that missing 50% crit chance. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Oh, we have this thing where we can't see our board. Wait. I already fought you. Okay, so it didn't save the result of this fight. God, I hope the fight doesn't go a different way now. It shouldn't. And it didn't. Middle sells medium items, and those are exactly what we're looking for. I don't want to have that visual bug, though, so I'm going to quickly jump back to desktop and relaunch. Ah, yes, hard mode, where you don't get to see what's happening. Yeah, you don't get to see what's in your item inventory. You don't get to see what the enemy has on the board. That's not relevant. Just play solitaire on your side and hope it works out. All right. We're back. I still haven't seen a really strong Julie run, so I don't know what he does besides get friends and use core. Crit. Crit Dooley is serious. Middle, you sell the perfect set of items for me.
I'm pretty laid back.
No, weights is, I don't have any healing that makes weights worth putting on this board. Golf clubs and silk, no thank you. I'll buy and sell briefcase and pinata.
I used to offer a free ride home, but people thought it was weird.
Gives me some additional small items I can sell for the sake of the dog.
If it's not right for
And
you,
some additional max HP, which is also worth a while. Alright, when I move to the next space, I'm going to be deprived of a gumball, unless I sell the yo-yos so that I have money for the gumball, and I will do that. Gumballs matter so much to me. Not only is it additional damage for the dog, it's also my only access to crit right now. Anytime it gives me a blue gumball, I get 2% crit chance for my entire board, and Crook is going to stay on this board, Flail is going to stay on this board, Jabalian Longbow, Dog's going to stay on this board. Not long for this world, buddy. But I should probably, yeah, that Lardle also will if it manages. Booby Trap got even worse with the Landscraper Vineyard change. Yeah, unfortunately. Properties getting used very, very quickly doesn't really happen that much anymore for the big old pig. I mean, this is easy. Ooh, 2 income. Two income, though. I do need money, and I have many days left in this run. Give me income. Sell the gumball for 6 damage on dog, as well as 20 max HP. Dire Inglet definitely has the best skill available here. But only one thing that I could possibly care about in the entire fight, and that's the skill Aggressive. When you use a weapon, give it 4% crit chance for the rest of the fight. That's not better than getting the additional golden experience here. Especially because I am very, very strapped for cash. Best item out. Whoa. Dog immediately crit for big damage. Best item outcome here would be Vial of Blood, just giving us additional experience. Extract. Alrighty then. Rukon teaches weapon skills, but they will basically be bronze and silver at this point. Orlan teaches gold tier skills. Gold is really what matters.
Why does Lufu set himself apart? We Sphinxians must work together.
Alright. Shield Bash is now available at gold tier, but unfortunately, it only triggers the first 4 times an enemy uses a non-weapon item each fight. That said, it's still good for us. Boar Market, your leftmost and rightmost weapons have additional damage equal to their value. Their value is never going to be especially high, so that's not really ever going to be that good. Chocoholic, when you sell a medium or a large item, also gain a chocolate bar, which is a nice item I can sell, a small item I can sell for the sake of the dog. Realistically, neither of them are better than Shield Bash, though.
Every coin goes back to our community. We Sphinxians thank you.
Chat, we just got the cult. Trade health for power. Yeah. Why would I care about health? I don't do anything with health. You know what I do? I enchant my leftmost weapon with deadly. My leftmost weapon is the Crook. It cost me 510 max HP to do here, but the Crook is now giving 10% crit chance for each medium item I have. So now my lowest crit chance on board is 58%, and that's on the Crook. Square Pig is back with new update. Square Pig has never died. Rumors of Square Pig's demise have been greatly exaggerated. Bakun, you would have bought you would have bought the gumball back from me at an additional cost. Oops. I'm gonna go to Aerodrome and try and find something that I can get value from for free, and this will count, actually. I'm gonna go to Eating Contest. I'll pick up 5 bronze chocolate bars for 30 additional damage on my dog. The dog has a 68%, damn, we're so close, chance to crit the enemy. 6 seconds into the fight for 1,000 damage. We are 6 days into the run. Most enemies won't be able to deal with that. How quick is it Lottle at this point? 3.4. .4, but it's also a 50% crit chance. Yeah, it's definitely better than Ganjo.
I should warn you.
Also, it's another 100 max HP for me from Brawler, fielding another weapon. Square Pig's back, and he's better than ever. Wow, I have 50% crit chance, and like none of my things have crit so far. The Jabalian Longbow crit them 3 times. That was good enough. That was a lot of burn, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Bakun, I could go to you and sell you a couple of...
Do you have any really small things?
I'm not going for Regal Blade. I'll sell you some gumballs and this extract and the ganja. Well, I don't need to sell you the ganja right now. But the fact of the matter is I would either do that or I would reroll, and I don't want to reroll here. It's very expensive for a reroll.
I can feel my leaves falling.
Saving money is definitely worth it when you see Pearl's dig site. Give me the knives! Give me the knives! Give me knives, buddy! Not a spiked buckler. Crow's Nest for 40% crit chance that I don't need, and a magma core. That's not it. Spiky shields. I mean, you're getting closer in that is square. There's also Matchbox and Switchblade. Again, those aren't going to be it for us. Wait, since you have 100 max HP for each fielded weapon, did you want to remove all your weapons from the board before enchanting the crook with Deadly? That would have been smarter, yes. Junkmaster, that absolutely would have been a good idea, yeah. Clever. I was wondering if there was some way I could have used that, and I was like, no, mine's static. No, it's not. It's based on which I have on board. Barrel. What non-weapon items do I use? Also a Restorative Holiday and Colossal Popsicle. When you sell it, you get 2 icicles.
Oh, a break. I don't take those myself.
Icicles are nice. You get to freeze, so these are silver tiers, so freeze 2 items for 4 seconds at the start of the combat. The only thing is I have to take an item off board and lose 10% crit chance to my entire board, as well as 16 damage from my entire board. Not worth it. I might not even find anything here in Pearls that I want, unfortunately. Cauldron? Blast Doors and Uzi? They're not gonna make it. Javelin. Every 4 seconds, deal 150 damage. When you haste, reload this 1 ammo. I think Popsicle only appears in this event. That's the only place I've found it so far. I have no haste access, so I absolutely can't take that, but I would love to be able to. Photograph. The item to the left of this has its cooldown reduced by 25%. I think instead of Jabali longbow, making the dog bite in 4.5 seconds, I think that's much better.
Magnificent find.
Like damage-wise, right? This is 8 seconds to, assuming I have more health than them, deal 420. Nice. Dog deals 531 in 6 seconds. And it's only getting more powerful. How does phonograph affect Atlatl? I think... Would Atlatl go down to 1 second? No, it wouldn't. Right? Like, hang on. So, Atlatl... Phonograph has reduced its cost. Now I put the crook on field. Yeah, it gets down to 2.5. Is it decreased additively or multiplicatively? Well, it gets... Hang on, so this is the comparison, effectively. 3.3 to 2.5. Okay, so it's multiplicative, right? That's it. I think dog is definitely the one that takes it. I think it's the largest damage dealer on my board. Even has much more potential to be larger if it crits. Treasure Turtle. I mean, Treasure Turtle lost a lot of value, but again, I do need golden experience, and that guy has those. What if Atlatl were on the right of the crook, so Phonograph acted as the crook's damage bonus? Big damage.
You seem like a nice person.
Atlatl on the right of the crook. So the phonograph acted after crook's damage bonus. Doesn't change it. Yeah, I don't think they do. I don't think they modify across the board in their order, but maybe they do. I still have a lot more to learn about that system. 5 gumballs or silver balls. Yep, definitely going to be taking those. Definitely going to be eating those. Oh, another 2% crit chance for all of our items. Love that. I'll get rid of the Ganjo and the Clamora. Happily take my additional 30 damage. 60 if the dog decides to crit. Quixel. Small and medium items. Oh! Another 4% crit chance for my field. Love it. We're almost up to 75% crit chance on the dog.
You're huge. Do you have any huge items?
Quixel does have model ship, which I do like taking and collecting. It's just I don't think I use it at all on this board. Yeah, no, it never gets used on this board. And then rolling would not really leave me with enough money to pick up anything I want.
That's fine. Don't care.
Middle turns up selling medium tier items pretty much exactly when I can't afford any. That said, thankfully you're up against Bazaar, which does have 2 experience, and I'm never sad to take 2 experience. Okay, they're also level 9, so they haven't got their level 10 enchant yet, which is good news for us. Bad news for us, though, they haven't dropped a fight yet.
Do see these tusks, right?
Firepower builds. When you use the core, give adjacent weapons plus 20 damage for the fight, and they've got a companion core giving that damage to missiles and an obsidian ballista. Oh no. The fact that it's Obsidian might actually get them the win. And yeah, it did. Without that being Obsidian, they 100% have died already. Damn. Obsidian Ballista even before they hit level 10. Midsworth. You remember? You remember last run, Midsworth, and how I never went to you? That's about to be the same thing again. Okay. Well, it's time. Sirocco Step. Enchant 9 with haste effects. Let's figure out who gets it. So, phonograph. When you use the item to the left of this, haste a single item for 3 seconds. Oh, Flail, interestingly, hastes 2 items for 2 seconds when it's used, and it has the 3 times cast, so surprisingly good. That said, Atlatl hastes 2 items for 2 seconds, and it activates 2 times in the time that the Flail activates, but as soon as the Deadly Crook gets its upgrade, then the Atlatl is going to be activating basically constantly. That Dooley had more max HP than Pygmalion. Yeah, that is kind of surprising, but I also haven't been focusing that much on max HP. Admittedly, getting shielding is nice, but I think getting haste on all of my items is more important. And I think Atlatl is the right way to get it. I just also need to give Atlatl some more damage. I'm going to be focusing mainly on trying to hit my level up just so that I can get the... Which is the level up that gives us the next item upgrade? Is it 11 or 12? I think it's level 11. 10 regen, JJ slots items in general. I'm going to save some money here. I really need to save some money so that I can afford to actually buy the good quality things if they turn up. The next dog, the Dex Crook, the next phonograph even. Dr. Vortex. Cosmic Rock, though, you have a square item that cares about crit chance. But it just charges when we crit, and it scales our damage and shielding, which isn't relevant for us. Especially because we'd have to take an item off board for it. 6% crit, 6% cooldown reduction to the entire board from Cosmic Rock wouldn't be bad, though. I say before going to Vortex again for the gold. This Gumball is absolutely eating me out of house and home at the moment. See, that's how I want fights to go, right? The dog goes off early, he crits, he kills them. They die. That's how I want it to go. Gives armory, health, toughness, and shield-related items. Oh! Another 4% crit chance to our entire board. Gotta love that. And a Gumball machine. For even more impacts. I'm definitely in keeping the dog long term now. A random enchant. Are there good enchants on the Gumball machine? Unfortunately, the Gumball machine can actually be fielded. So it can enchant with heavy or icy or turbo or shield, you know, all of the things that you don't want to give it. It does have one good random enchant, and that is golden. If you give it gold, it is now free. All of the gumballs are now free.
Time is money, friend.
What's your favorite? Mine is
I'm gonna give this to the
sadness.
dog, because if I get lifesteal, if I get healing, if I get shielding, right? Healing and shielding would still work with this. Let me just quickly check. Dog. Yeah, heal equal to the item's damage, shield equal to the item's damage. If it gets shiny for multicast, that'd be great. If it gets golden, that'd be great. If it gets turbo, I'd be fine with it. If it gets obsidian for lifesteal, that'd be great. Like, almost half of the outcomes for the dog random enchant here are good. Heavy, sure. Now when I use it, I slow 2 items for 2 seconds, which makes it much better at countering certain builds. Skills unique to Skari and shield skills are both irrelevant to us, so we're going to be going to Rukon. What have you done, Raps? I'm just feeding him a lot of food, right? It's fine. It's fine. I may have found that food at the core of a dying star, and it had the density of approximately 12 collapsed quasars. But, like, you know, he wanted it, so what am I gonna do? Say no?
Take lunch breaks. Where's your hustle?
Arkham asks hey there, Raps, how much were you live? Twitch decided I didn't need to know that you were live. 3 hours so far. I'll be on for another 3 hours at least. Just under, maybe. Rukon teaches weapon skills.
Is filled with weaklings. It is paradise.
Strong arm. Weapons have additional damage equal to your income. 7. 10 additional damage on the dog. If you have 7 items in play, which I don't, I'm gonna roll. When you shield, okay. Frozen Shot. The first 4 times you use your slowest weapon each fight, freeze an item of equal or smaller size for a second, and then finally shatter. When you freeze, your weapons gain 15 damage to the fight. Admittedly, when I get to half health, I freeze their entire board, and all of my weapons would gain 15 damage for each of their frozen items on board, which is kind of cool. But, Frozen Shot.
You will not die, will you? Makes Ryukon mad.
Get rid of the Jabalian Longbow and move on to fight Injury Man.
Noticed I'm huge? My dreams are too big for you.
This is when in a soccer match you've fouled the other team so much that they're allowed to put an extra dude on the field.
I can see you're going places, but I'm chasing you.
I can see you're going places, but my dog's there first. Okay, that's 7 wins. So we are going to be going up the ranks this time. Woohoo! Midsworth, are you ready to see me go to the Shrouded Figure? No! I don't have the money for the experience unless I sell my gumball machine. Honestly, gumball machine has been stealing all of my money. I need to steal some of it back. Give me the experience. Pearl's dig site. I get to look at 2 sets of items. Honestly, I'm going to go to here and I'll take the most expensive item you can show me. Charging station sells for 8. When you use the item to the left of this, charge the item to the right of this 1 second. When you use the core, give it 20 additional damage to the fight. This is sick as hell, isn't it? Okay, so I'm not down to 1 second cooldown time on Atlatl, but we're getting there. When the Atlatl is a 1 second cooldown time, every second, it'll give a second of charge to the dog.
Well, they would if I had any.
And all I have to do is take Flail off board. Which, yeah, Flail's fine, but Dog is the real damage.
Hey, you're a natural at this.
Okay, I can't turn down Elite Duelist. Elite Duelist has a skill, Big Ego. All of your weapons have lifesteal. That's great. But the real hit in Elite Duelist is Knife Set. When you use a weapon charge, there's 2 seconds. Boston Dynamics dog, Cyberdog. No, we don't claim those dogs. They're getting sold to police departments. We don't claim those dogs. I'm sorry, but those count as pigs. 5 gold here, spare change. I need money, and that sounds like a good way to get it. Isla sells weapons. I do want upgrades on a couple of my weapons. Do I turn down max HP and the dog for it? Honestly, if I want a future, I need to get some of these upgrades soon.
Oh, I do miss it.
Caltrops. When your enemy uses an item, deal 1 damage. And the dog upgrade, which we will take.
Nouveau teaches stillness. I prefer action.
It'll have 80 damage because of the crook. I mean, it's definitely better than flail. It's just like, do I take phonograph off for the Autobattler heavy dog synergy? I don't
Use
know.
it well. Make me proud.
Autobattler now has fewer targets to haste on our fields, which makes it much more likely I get haste on the right targets. It's the current record for today. 1-3 winner, and then this. I need that Deadly Crook upgrade from a level up as soon as possible. Getting a fight immediately after I ask for more experience is certainly the kind of thing I'm looking for. Yeah.
Believe you'll win, and you'll win, but not against me.
Funnily enough, that's a square weapon that totally could theoretically go on some board, just not this one. It's a better flail. It's just a flail with burn.
My people believe
All right, Ashcloud.
boring.
Are you going to use items?
You do
No, you have squares. Uh-oh. You've got squares and your Atlatl is fast. Thankfully, I've got big crits, which is big important here, but I can't survive you. So I need to crit you to death soon.
well. I guess motivation isn't everything.
Good lord. That game's surprisingly close. Thank heck for Petrifying Gaze. I'm going to take the free chocolate bars this time, just because I really want to save some money, but if you're going to show me the Monster Ranch, I'm going to take it and get some cooldown reduction to my entire board. 4%, okay. And we get our Forger upgrade. Deadly Crook is now Diamond tier. Autobattler is now activating every single second, which now means I'm taking the phonograph off field instead to field the charging. So now Autobattler goes off every single second. It gives 2 items 2 seconds worth of haste when it triggers, and it charges the heavy dog by a single second every time it activates. It'll activate 3 times in the first 3 seconds, which means the heavy dog will also go off 3 seconds into the fight. It used to be 4.5 seconds because of phonograph, and that's without accounting for haste. So it's much faster just because of how fast the Autobattler is. I don't even have to have a core on field for charging station to be good here. Good boy turbo time, exactly. Exactly, Arcumask.
Target acquired.
So your board has perma haste after what, 1.5 seconds now? I mean, unless they freeze my Atlatl immediately. Yeah, we're playing fetch with the Atlatl, exactly, Syncop. And the Crook. That's also pretty fetchable right there. Cryo Mastery. When you freeze, your shield items gain 3 shield for the fight. Admittedly, we do freeze. We just also don't have shield items. Unless something gets a shield enchanted a bit. Finn's Big Bite. I love to gain percentages of max HP. 240 in that instance. Oh. If I had another weapon, I should have fielded it with the Brawler and then gained the percentage, but I didn't, so it wasn't relevant anyway. Aerodrome. Go almost anywhere. Give me the... Okay.
You have at least a grain of wisdom, since you have come to me.
If you have 4 or fewer items, I don't. If you have 4 or fewer items, still don't. And follow-up gear, your utmost heal item, which... I'll take a roll. Shield Bash. Now it'll activate the first 8 times my enemy uses a non-weapon item. Reinforced Steel for properties, scaling my damage and shield items, and then finally Second Wind. The first time you use a large item each fight, heal 60% of your max. I'll be taking Shield Bash and wandering onwards with it. It's punch time.
Too big for you to steal.
Oh, okay. Building Crescendo still is in the game. The enemy has it. Oh, Dianosaur ready to destroy my small items that I don't have. Sorry, buddy. I'm too square. You can't slot me into the round hole. I don't need shield if my opponent instantly dies. Exactly. That's the strategy. Admittedly, none of my items actually need an upgrade. A charging station would be fun, because I think it charges for 2 seconds. But I can only upgrade it with skills as well. I will save my money, though, because I do want to be able to buy things and reroll at shops like this. Rukon teaches weapon skills. Adira, diamond tier skills. Diamond Phonograph is huge. Admittedly, Diamond Phonograph is really big. Is it bigger than Caltrops? I don't think so. Deadly Crook? Definitely not. Dog? No. Charging Station is most of my charging for Heavy Dog. Charging Station is in fact faster than Phonograph right now. If Phonograph were upgraded, Charging Station would be the same speed as Phonograph. If Phonograph were upgraded, rather, it would be the same speed as Charging Station. What upgrades for Caltrops? Caltrops literally gets 9 more damage when it upgrades. It's nothing. Because we have a way of giving it damage on board already from the Crook, it's nothing. We don't upgrade that. And Atlatl just gets more damage, but it doesn't need more damage. So. Adira.
I am eager to test your abilities and to improve them immeasurably.
Cash deposits. Your weapons have plus damage equal to your gold. Admittedly, that is the most powerful buff that I can give to my weapons damage on board right now. It is taking that, and it is collecting gold. So in the spirit of taking that and collecting gold, and also because if I win this fight, it's the last day, I'm going to go to Jules Cafe and gain 1,500 HP. Void Colossus. Yeah, I beat you. like that. Wait, is Phono better than Caltrops?
It's all about motivation. You gotta
Let's have a look at that in a
know
sec.
what you're fighting for.
Gold tier item, gold tier loot item, or no money because I have no properties. I'm going to take the gold tier loot item looking for cooldown reduction. We don't find it. We get gunpowder instead. So if Phonograph is on board instead of Caltrops, Caltrops is really good because it means if my enemy is doing like a bunch of item interactions very quickly, the Caltrops takes their health away while they do that. So it's good if my enemy is faster than me, and the dog is good if my enemy is slower than me. But Phonograph on dog and then Autobattler, basically 2 seconds into the fight now, the dog would fire. Whereas previously it's 3 seconds into the fight. It's getting most of its speed from the charging station. The Phonograph is not it right now. I mean, it's definitely Gumball Machine, and even though I am trying to save money, I will buy and sell as many of these as possible because our commitment to the dog reigns supreme. Monster Ranch for cooldown reduction again. 6% to the entire board or 9% to a single item. Realistically, 6% matters not at all to the Autobattler. 6% really doesn't matter to the Crook, so it's only dog, so I'm going to go for the 9%. All right. 5.2 seconds on the dog. Yeah, we could get it down to triggering in 2 seconds still. Who are we up against? Vanessa? I honestly don't think Vanessa's likely to use a bunch of items. Like, I could probably field the Caltrops instead of the... Sorry, the Phonograph instead of the Caltrops for this fight. Do it like this. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just bite him in the face.
I should warn you.
That is a beautifully large dog. Well bred and well cared for. That's a lot of items. That's a lot of activations on their board. And they are dead. Okay, so Caltrops would have done just about 1,000 damage to them. I imagine I got an extra dog bite out at least because of the Phonograph. So this probably comes out ahead. That was great. I mean, like, I gotta quickly turn that off. Honestly, wasn't really relevant to the run. It's just a big dog run. Big, heavy dog. Admittedly, my two favorite breeds of dog are big and heavy, respectively. Autobattler doing incredible work. Charging station for the dog. We got a cyber dog situation going on.
If the Elder could see me now.
Clifford run, exactly. We'll take 2 pips towards our lowest diamond tier, but it is our diamond tier.